Okay. So we're gonna go start. This is just a little tips and tricks. You can go through it. It'll, I've never actually gone through all of them, but the furnace can smelt, this is kind of hard to read. A furnace can smelt stone bricks from raw stone and steel from iron plate. The steel recipe needs to be researched. Right. These are all little things that you can kind of just figure out yourself as you're going along, which is what we're going to do. So this is the Factorio free play. Your task is to launch a rocket into space. Do this by constructing a rocket silo and launching a rocket with a satellite. You will need to research advanced technologies in order to unlock the rocket silo. Start small, work your way up with automation, and don't forget to protect yourself from the natives. Sounds kind of similar to something else that we've played. So, the first goal really should be turn my mini-map on. Show mini-map. Okay, there we go. Now, coal is the little dark spots on the mini-map. Stone is the one you can see that I'm standing on. It's kind of gray. Copper is below that, covered by these trees. That is the orangish red. And then the silver, the dark silver, I guess you could call it, is iron. Those are our main resources. This purple stuff that's far to the north up here, I believe that is oil. Now, I've never seen so much oil in one little spot right here, but that could prove pretty useful to us later on. So we're going to go over to this coal, and we're going to get ourselves... We're going to put our first drill, which they give us, right on there. And it does need... let's see, we're going to go into here. First, we're going to create a iron axe for ourselves. They give you the materials to do that. Makes it a lot easier to get coal out of the ground. We'll get ourselves a little bit and give it to the mining drill here. Now this will I just have to remember how to access. Okay, you just click on it. Has an inventory up here in the top. That's where it's going to store. Is it going to store coal? I can't remember exactly where this thing stores. That's its fuel. Oh, okay. It's been a little bit since I've actually played this, but I seem to remember the machines were able to have an internal source of coal. Maybe they can't do that anymore. Well, games change. It's been a while since I've played it. So we're going to go get us some tree so we can make a crate to put the wood that we are harvesting in. Or the coal that we are harvesting in. Excuse me. Just chopping down trees the good old-fashioned way. With a pickaxe. And we're going to make a nice wooden chest. And hopefully the coal will be deposited into this chest. Aha! There we go. So now we can pull it out of the chest, if we so wish. The other option, of course, the burner inserter or the regular inserter. But we need more iron gear before we go messing around with that. For iron gear, we need iron plates. We'll get a decent amount of coal built up, and then we will move this mining drill over here to the steel. But for now, I'm going to gather up a little bit of stone. Going to need lots of stone. There we go. That's right. The Alt key will tell you the items inside the chest. Or you can turn it off if you'd rather not, but it is much better to have it actually on, in my opinion. Alright, so you're done. We're going to reclaim you. Pick up all of this coal. For a little while, I'm going to try to use my mouse wheel to select items off my bar, so I'll be zooming in and out randomly. Hopefully I will get over doing that really quickly. That is just going to be from Fortress Craft. Little side effect. So you can actually put the stone furnace directly in front. If you right click on a stack, that cuts it in half for you. And there we go. Now, if you notice, the mining drill has an arrow pointing outwards. That means that it can eject its contents. The stone furnace, however, does not have an arrow pointing out anywhere. So in order to remove the contents from here, you've got to do it yourself. Or the previously mentioned burner inserter, which we're going to place here. Now the arrow points in the direction that it's going to put its load. You can put a box in front of it. Now, the burner inserters did not used to come with any fuel inside, and it looks like they now come with enough to do 1 or 2 operations. That's nice. If you put them in front of coal, they can put power into themselves. They can fill themselves with coal. Okay, we're a couple iron plates away from another drill. Really? I think I have 7 plates. Why does that say I don't have enough? I'll figure that out in a second. Get myself a little bit more coal. That's the next thing we're going to be putting a drill on. We're going to need a permanent source of coal. For now, you can have that. Ah, I see. It's 3 iron gear wheel and 3 iron plates. This game's pretty good with auto crafting. If you need iron gear wheels and you have the plates, it'll make the iron gear wheels for you, which is nice. So you don't have to sit there and make things over and over and over. Alright, we also need another crate. I'm going to make a couple of those while I'm at it. This game is definitely all about automation, and we will be getting to that very shortly. For the first hour, I'd say, you're going to be moving a lot of stuff yourself. It's not that bad. It's a good idea, a good chance to give you a chance to get to know the game, I guess. Can't forget to put a box there. And this will hold an awful lot. Alright, that should be enough for now. Let's take what's in here as well. Head on back down to the iron. And soon we're going to be able to increase our walking speed as well. Fortunately. A pretty nice supply of iron plates from you there. Thank you. Alright, want another burner inserter, and then I'm going to make as many transport belts as we possibly can. Now, if you hold control, left control, I'm not sure if either control works. Yeah, either control and left click will allow you to pick everything out of something immediately. Like a crate. Take all of them at once. That way you don't have to open up the inventory every time. And I believe there's another way to do that as well. If you put the item on your bar, you can actually control click and put it into the box the same way, but only if it's already on your bar. You can also control click from your inventory. That's good to know. Oh, right. One thing that's good to know about the arrow is it can also push onto a conveyor belt like so. And in this game you can just hold and drag and click and build along the way. And now we've got our first conveyor belt. We're bringing coal down, I don't know, 1/5 of the way. It's not bad. Cut down a few more trees. We'll need the wood. Now, you don't want to go too crazy with trees. Trees will clean up some of your pollution that you are creating. And pollution is what causes enemies to get upset with you and come and attack you in this game. It also allows them to grow more members. It allows them to evolve. Yeah, pollution is just not something that the creatures on this planet take lightly. We're going to need a lot more coal. Now it's all good to have a conveyor belt, like so. But until I can finish the conveyor belt, I'm going to have to put this crate back here. And you definitely find yourself personally mining quite a bit in the beginning. And that axe did not last very long. Let me make another one. Get ourselves a nice little bit of coal here. Okay. Now, one way to feed a drill that is also mining, do something like that. Now the coal will run along here. He'll feed himself and the drill. And then it will rejoin this line here. Now, of course, it's not going to do anything until we hook that up. But we'll get to that. We need to get enough iron plates to run coal down here so we don't have to do it ourselves anymore. And that will take quite a bit of time. Unfortunately, that's okay though. One thing about this is we can pick up these materials that we're dropping, these buildings, and reuse them anywhere. Not a problem. Why don't we get rid of the unnecessary stuff? Cut down a few more trees. The autosave feature is quite nice as well. I do appreciate autosaves, especially in a game where you can die pretty much instantly. Alright, we're not going to go too crazy on these burner inserters because we'll be creating actual electricity soon. But these burner inserters, I do believe, have an upgradable purpose. Oh, I'd say we got about half more. You can also craft. You can build up a queue of items to craft and move around and still do other things. Ask me in a few days. Why? What happens in a few days? Are you talking about when it takes like 5 minutes to autosave every time? It's nothing compared to when we have mods. Things will get much more interesting with the saves then. It's a good time to take a break. Alright. I need a few more of those. How did we pick up this iron ore? I don't like that. You can always help if it's not mining fast enough for you. Yeah, you can always help it out a little bit if you want, if it's not going quick enough for you. Or, you know, you could walk away. Go do other things, but then you risk the chance of a biter coming up and biting your butt while you're away. Yeah, you don't want to rely on autosaves, that's for sure, because once or twice I've been in a heavy combat situation, been pretty close to dying, and then that autosave kicks off. I think one time I had saved, went out, and then my very first autosave, I died about 2 seconds after the autosave. So luckily I had saved right before I went out, but that was pretty funny. If you feel like wasting a whole lot of bullets early on, you can destroy these rocks with your gun, but every one shot does 2 damage, so you'd be standing here for a good minute for each rock. I like the little clip, or the little shells flying off to the side there, piling up. That's pretty interesting. I actually ran out of ammo when this thing only had 1 hit left. Oh, you can also use your conveyor belts to get around faster. I forgot about that. I can't leave this rock with just 1 hit left. C, by the way, is the auto fire button. Oh look, they made it so rocks now drop loot. 10 stone. Interesting. Oh, rocks are mineable now? That must be new. Alright, let me find a rock. That's definitely got to be a new feature. Oh, I see it right here. Mining hardness 0.5, mining time 8. Is it like a one-touch go? Oh, there you go. It's a nice little chunk of stone there. Yeah, that is definitely a new feature. I remember there was a mod that you used to have to download to get rocks to drop loot. Alrighty. I just want to get my coal down to where my iron is, and then I will worry about copper. First things first. Okay, we can probably get a couple more of these built. I'm gonna get another one of these built. Too slow. Well, I gotta click the right one first. There we go. Oh, I don't have enough of those? Okay. And if I wanted to, machines, or the inserters, can pick items off the ground as well. And another one can place it right into a hopper. Oh, I didn't mean to take those. Oh, everybody needs fuel, huh? Pretty soon we're going to be automatically delivering it though. So now you can also pick up items off the ground with the F key. Well, I'm kind of taking his job, I guess, but he'll get over it. Oops. Too high. And so close. We're like 5 conveyor belts away from automating this. Oh, there's 4. 5. Oh yeah, each one makes 2. Alright, now we have coal coming down towards the iron. Now it's really slow. This is the very first tier of conveyor belt. Base Factorio, as far as I know, gives 3 conveyor belts, and then there's mods that give way more. There's like 6 or 7 different tiers of conveyor belts. It gets pretty interesting. Alright. So as I said, the burner inserter will give himself coal. He's not greedy, however. He won't take all of it. And then he should, once the mining drill doesn't have that much coal inside, he should go and transfer some over to the drill as well. So it's just a neat little nook you can put on most of these buildings. At least for the coal mining, you know, you can feed their own machines. And that's helpful. Everything down here is working just as well. When does the new expansion or the new patch come out? I need to get back on their list. I think I took myself off that email list. Hey, I'm glad this game's still in development. It's a pretty interesting game. Okay. We need a little bit more of those. I'm just going to go ahead and automate this right away. Like I said, I think these burner inserters have another purpose later on. And then the final step. All the extra coal will be put into this box, and I can just come along and collect the coal and the iron. Now, once all of that coal is grabbed, he'll start grabbing the plates again. But until they get caught up with that, that's going to be a little slow. That's okay, because this will build up an internal buffer. Oh, I'm running 0.13.20. So yeah, this is the new version, I guess. I didn't even see it update. Must have done that without telling me. I like that too. Oh, a whole new rail system? Oh, I haven't even looked at the research. Oh, that is interesting. There's a lot more to research now too. Automated rail. Oh, I already had that before. Icons look different. Neat. Landfill. That used to have to be a mod. That's nice. They put actual landfill in here and I don't have to run my landfill mod. Fantastic. I like a game that listens to its modding community and adapts. Alright. We're doing pretty good on iron here. We're getting pretty close to wanting to set up power. Okay. Now I just have to remember exactly how that's done. First we're going to need... Apparently we're going to need electronic circuits before we can do power. So they must have pushed power a little bit back. Or, I shouldn't say power, I should say electric power, because we're burning coal right now for power. Not a big deal. We're going to need copper cables before we can get electronic circuits. Just because I'm worried about biters coming at me, I'm going to make a couple more bullets. So here's the copper. I'm going to clear all of this stuff out of the way.